Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. I am your host, Escalante TV. Now, on this channel, I've had maybe a few videos talking about my school experience so far. Pretty much how my second year of college has been going. It's almost coming to an end in about a month. I have to get some stuff sorted out when it comes to declaring my major, signing up for my junior year. And my second year so far, almost closing into the end, has been pretty rough. It's been quite the roller coaster, maybe just a bit of ups and downs, but mostly I've had to complete this whole year in person. I had to show up to my college for COVID tests. I've had to, do some rinse and repeat stuff, wake up, get ready, get online, and pretty much sit in front of my computer for God knows how long. I would often doze off and maybe sleep on some readings here and there, and I would miss some class days. I've skipped a lot of classes when it comes to this whole online stuff. I'm not gonna lie here. I've been trying to tolerate this whole year, dropping classes and then sticking with the classes I already have. So I'm gonna talk about this one class. This one class that's just been making me feels so useless. So I've taken some pretty out of this world classes. Last year I took a class on the apocalypse. I almost quit it, but I actually did find some fun in that class, learning about the apocalypse. I got to do some fun readings in that class, learn a little bit of the biblical scriptures that some people may not know. It's more of a study of the religion rather than the worship. When you study religion in college, it's more of you're studying it just for the sake of studying it, to get more of that information about the religion itself, not actually worshiping it. But anyway, we're here to talk about art history. Now, many of you guys have taken art classes, traditional art classes, where you pretty much you draw, you paint, and then pretty much the art teacher or professor grades it based on their criteria. Your the effort you put into the work, or sometimes they could be very subjective classes where it's all based on the art teacher's opinion on what constitutes as good art. For some people that is annoying, for the people who aren't very artistic or can't really meet the criteria of that teacher. But when I'm talking about art history here, you may think it's a traditional art class, oh, this sounds kind of fun, art history. What do you get to learn about Da Vinci, Renaissance paintings, cool paintings like the Crossing of the Delaware? No. Oh, no. We're learning some way out of this stuff, type of paintings that are art practices that I'm not even familiar with or can't even understand. I've been kind of just dozing off in this class when it comes to that, but it's on another level. This is a college level art history class taught in a liberal arts college, small liberal arts college, and they're teaching us some pretty weird stuff that some people may not understand or get the grasp on. But pretty much our curriculum consists of looking at artists through through some of their practice, which kind of makes sense when you're studying art history, but it doesn't feel very linear like a traditional history class. Now that I think about it, this class doesn't really feel like an art history class. It feels like just an English class, and then you're just analyzing the paintings like they're books. And here's the thing, right? I'm not really the type of person to describe something for the finest details, through the finite details and catching that supreme attention to detail. I do kind of pay attention to detail, but I don't really go into it like these people do when they explain art. Because have you ever seen someone explain art? They go into every detail and they whisper like they're in a golf game. Now notice the finite detail of the painting and the strokes and all of this. You can you can see the details of empowerment here in George Washington, and then they go into some sort of fancy language mode, and you kind of get lost in what they're saying. And pretty much this is how I feel in this class. I get lost very easily when it comes to this. And I feel like what we're learning here doesn't really feel useful. I mean, you can say that about traditional public school, or like the outrageous classes you've had to take in school in general, or in college, but this class just feels useless. I feel like it's not really something I would ever like. Of course, it's increasing your analytical literacy, being more analytical about things. But when do you ever stop and see like a statue out on the street and start gazing on it and thinking about it and going into details in your brain? No, I mean, I don't think anybody really does that unless you're working at a museum. And I don't really plan on working at a museum anytime soon. So I really don't know why people tend to major. I think there's a major at the school in art and visual culture studies or something like that, which I don't know. Good luck trying to find opportunities in that. But I just feel it just feels very off that this class even exists. But we study these topics like Marxist vision, feminist vision, postmodern vision, post-colonial vision, and by what I mean by like Marxist vision, they're not teaching us like communism or anything like that. No, when it comes to like Marxist theory, when you're looking at Marxist theory or a Marxist vision, you're looking at sort of like class status basically, and you're looking at like I think we were analyzing a painting where some at least this is what I could understand, like some people they looked rich, this is what they owned, and all that. And usually when you're looking at things through the feminist critical perspective, you're looking at gender dynamics and all that. I forgot what really is in the feminist vision or critical perspective, but you see that in those visions. But postmodern vision, we just looked at a bunch of boring Minecraft buildings, I guess is what I like to call them, these commie block looking buildings. And for post-colonial vision, this has probably has to be like the final nail of the coffin where I classified this class as weird, is that we started looking at pictures of naked people like straight up naked people. And I think we did this in the feminist vision, where we just looked at like nude people, like these nude women in a bathhouse, and then a naked kid with a snake. This is real, by the way. I'll show you like one of the paintings we were looking at, I guess. I'm not going to be showing everything because it actually is the nude that they're showing. And like people were like the professor and like some people were discussing like the whole aspect of like the nudity in the freaking painting. So yeah, I guess you have. I think everybody's seen the Statue of David, but of course people have accepted that as art and all that. But it does. I am curious what does constitute as art, because you could just probably slap a banana onto a wall with duct tape and you'll make millions. Like that actually, I think it happened. Like somebody taped a banana onto a wall and it was art. But yeah, just imagine Squidward Tentacles being your art teacher and just teaching you about art like it's an English class. This is pretty much the most boring English class ever. This isn't even an art class or a history class. This just feels like a stupid English class. Like, I actually used to like English class back in high school. Like, some people found it boring, but in English class, I used to read some pretty good books back in English class. Like my school wasn't afraid to teach us about Huck Finn, where they frickin' Mark Twain frickin' says the N-word in every page. Every character in that book freaking says the N-word in every page. Or we looked at The Crucible. We looked at The Great Gatsby, which is actually one of my favorite books that I've ever read in a high school English class. Julius Caesar. That was a fun read. Julius Caesar, Beware the Ides of March, Of Mice and Men. But I don't know. Taking this class just feels like an unnecessary, complicated visual arts. It feels like a visual arts and English class meshed together, and I don't know how people can tolerate a class like this or even like take it, but I'm taking it and tolerating it because the class selection for this year was absolutely caca shit. It really was the worst class selection for this year. And I don't know how the class selection or the catalog is going to look for next year, but the class selection for this year made me drop so many classes this year just to tolerate online learning throughout this shitty year. This year has been absolute crap. My sophomore year of college, and it only makes me want to quit even more because I've talked about quitting in every almost quitting school in every one of these videos, but don't worry guys, I mean, this is college we're talking about. I mean, I finished my schooling, I finished my high school schooling, I have my high school diploma. I'm just out here trying to progress in society by getting higher education. You know, apparently a bachelor's degree these days can open up so many opportunities, I guess, according to everyone who's probably already finished college and already probably has an established living out there. But yeah, I don't know how liberal arts colleges are going to deal with these weird humanities classes, but they're thinking about cutting humanities classes in these liberal arts colleges following the whole pandemic situation where they had to basically like allocate funds to other things. But I don't know. That's more of a complicated situation. Doesn't involve me, but it does involve my wallet. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Beware of art history classes. Make sure you know what you're getting into. If you plan to work in a museum, I guess it could be a class you could take. But I guess if you're really into that, if you're very analytical and very sophisticated with your words and analysis about art, yeah, guys, if you guys like this video, like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.